Chrysley Knows best star Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley are now divorced. And now, Todd has reportedly married a woman he was secretly seeing. Yes, Todd cheated on Julie Chrisley. I'm going to explain everything. Welcome to your favorite channel, where we dive deep into the biggest celebrity scandals and untold stories. Today we're breaking down one of the most shocking moments in reality TV history, the divorce of Todd and Julie Chrisley from Chrysley Knows Best. After years of acting like the perfect Southern family, their marriage fell apart in a storm of betrayal, secrets, and a surprising new twist in Todd's life. Did Todd really cheat on Julie with a secret girlfriend? And has he already married someone else? Get ready, because this story is wilder than anything we ever saw on the reality show. For over 10 years, Todd and Julie were reality TV royalty. Their show, Chrysley Knows Best, gave us a front row seat to their glamorous life in Atlanta. With funny one-liners, family drama, and Todd's big personality, they looked like the perfect power couple. They were married for almost 30 years, had 5 kids together, and built a successful real estate business. But behind all the glam, there were signs of trouble. There were rumors of cheating, money problems, and personal struggles for years. And now, in 2025, the truth is out. Todd and Julie are officially divorced, and Todd has reportedly married his secret girlfriend. Fans are shocked, and Julie is heartbroken. To understand how this all happened, we need to go back to the beginning. Todd Chrisley, whose full name is Michael Todd Chrisley, was born in 1969 in Westminster, South Carolina. He built his real estate empire in Georgia and claimed to be self-made. Julie, born in 1973, was the perfect Southern belle and became his partner in life and business. They got married in 1996 and blended their families. Todd had 2 children, Lindsay and Kyle, from his first marriage to Teresa Terry. Todd and Julie had 3 kids together, Chase, Savannah, and Grayson. They also adopted Kyle's daughter, Chloe, because of Kyle's struggles with addiction. Chrysley Knows Best started airing on USA Network in 2014 and became a huge hit. The show followed the Chrisleys through family life, business deals, and Todd's dramatic parenting style. Viewers loved Todd's sense of humor and Julie's calm and loving attitude. They looked like the perfect Southern couple with their mansion, designer clothes, and close-knit family. But even in the early episodes, some fans noticed that things didn't always seem perfect. Todd was clearly the star, and sometimes he seemed controlling, while Julie always stayed quiet and supportive. Off camera, more rumors were swirling. Todd's ex-wife Teresa had once accused him of abuse and manipulation during their divorce in the 90s. Todd denied everything, but it made people question the happy image he showed on TV. Still, the Chrisleys built a big brand. The show had 10 seasons, spin-offs like Growing Up Chrisley, and made Savannah a celebrity too. It looked like they were living the American dream. But in 2019, everything changed. Todd and Julie were charged with 12 crimes including bank fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government. Prosecutors said they lied on financial documents to get over $30 million in loans to fund their luxury lifestyle while avoiding taxes. Todd and Julie said they were innocent and claimed they were being targeted because they were famous. Their trial in 2022 was huge. They kept saying they didn't do anything wrong, but the evidence was too strong. They were both found guilty. Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison and Julie got 7 years. In January 2023, they started serving time. Todd went to federal prison Camp Pensacola in Florida. Julie went to the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky. For the first time in their marriage, they were separated and couldn't even talk to each other. Their daughter Savannah stepped in to take care of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe, and spoke out for the family. She even gave speeches at political events and started a podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, to fight for her parents' freedom. But behind the scenes, Todd and Julie's marriage was falling apart. Sources say the long distance and stress made things worse. Julie felt alone, while Todd was using his charm to get through prison life. Then in May 2025, everything changed. Former President Donald Trump gave full pardons to Todd and Julie after Savannah's public campaign. They were released from prison after serving just over 2 years. Fans thought they'd get back together and return to TV as a couple. When they got out on May 28th, 2025, they gave interviews to ABC News and Fox News. They talked about how it felt to see each other after 28 months. Julie said she was nervous. Todd said it felt like nothing had changed. They acted like they were still a team, talking about moving to South Carolina, starting a hotel business, and making a new reality show on Lifetime. But people could tell something was wrong. Julie was still hurting from her time in prison. She had developed asthma and other health problems, and she felt weak. Todd, on the other hand, was focused on rebuilding their brand. He jumped right back into work. People close to the family said Julie felt left behind, like Todd cared more about his projects than their marriage. Then, rumors of cheating started. In June 2025, tabloids said Todd had been secretly talking to another woman while he was in prison. This woman wasn't Julie. At first, people thought it was just gossip, but the rumors grew after Julie showed up at a Nashville event without her wedding ring. Fans on social media started to wonder if Todd's controlling ways and possible cheating had finally pushed Julie too far. Sources say Todd got close to a woman before he went to prison. She was a real estate investor from South Carolina. They kept in touch while Todd was in prison using other people to pass messages, since he couldn't talk to Julie directly. This woman is believed to be the same person Todd is now married to after his divorce from Julie. Meanwhile, Julie was completely caught off guard. Friends said she had a feeling Todd was hiding something, but didn't have any proof until after they were released from prison. When she confronted him, Todd reportedly dismissed the accusations and said the relationship was only business. But Julie didn't believe him. By the end of June, reports said Julie had moved out of their Nashville mansion and was staying with Savannah in a separate condo. It was clear the Chrysley marriage was falling apart. On June 25th, 2025, the news broke that Todd and Julie Chrisley had filed for divorce. The announcement came in a joint statement posted on Savannah's Instagram. It said, "My parents have decided to part ways after 29 years of marriage. This was not an easy decision, but they are committed to co-parenting and moving forward with love and respect." The message sounded polished, but fans could sense there was more to the story. Court documents obtained by a fictional tabloid revealed that Julie had filed for divorce. She cited irreconcilable differences and infidelity. The filing claimed that Todd had been emotionally involved with another woman during their time in prison, and Julie found out about it after they were released. The documents also mentioned a serious financial disagreement. Julie was asking for a fair share of their assets, including their Nashville mansion and any future earnings from their new reality show. Todd's reaction was surprisingly calm. In a solo interview on My View with Lara Trump on June 28th, he said, "Julie and I have had an incredible journey, but sometimes love takes a different path. I wish her nothing but the best." Fans were shocked by how calm he seemed, and many noticed he didn't deny cheating. The internet went wild with theories, and a lot of people accused Todd of betraying Julie during one of the hardest times in their lives. The divorce wasn't just about cheating. Sources said Julie was also tired of Todd's controlling behavior, which had been a problem for years. While in prison, Julie had time to think about her life and realized she wanted to be more independent. The financial stress didn't help either. Savannah's campaign to free their parents had led to huge legal costs, and their money was still tied up in legal problems. Julie wanted a fresh start and didn't want to stay in a marriage where she felt disrespected. Then, just when fans thought things couldn't get more dramatic, a new surprise came out. On July 1st, 2025, a tabloid reported that Todd Chrisley had secretly married the woman he was rumored to be involved with. The wedding reportedly happened in a private ceremony in South Carolina. The woman, only identified as Laura S., is said to be a 45-year-old real estate developer who had worked with Todd on several projects before his legal troubles began. Sources said Laura was there for Todd emotionally while he was in prison, writing him letters and sending messages through mutual contacts. The wedding reportedly took place just days after Todd and Julie's divorce was finalized, making many believe that Todd had been planning this for a long time. Photos surfaced of Todd and Laura at a fancy resort in Charleston, looking close and wearing what looked like wedding rings. Todd didn't confirm the marriage, but on July 2nd, he posted a vague message on X saying, "New beginnings are God's way of showing us there's always a second chance." Fans quickly connected the dots, and the hashtag Toddly Married started trending around the world. So who is Laura S? People who know her describe her as a smart and stylish businesswoman who shares Todd's love for luxury. She's been involved in big real estate deals all over the Southeast. Some think Laura was attracted to Todd's charm and saw a chance to be part of his big comeback. Others believe Todd started the relationship to escape his failing marriage and legal problems. Julie, understandably, was heartbroken. Friends said she felt betrayed, not just because of Todd's cheating, but because of how quickly he moved on. Savannah, always loyal to both of her parents, hasn't said much publicly about Laura, but she hinted at her feelings on her podcast. In a recent episode, she said, "Family is everything, but sometimes you have to protect your heart." Many fans think she was talking about Todd. As of July 2025, the Chrysley family is at a turning point. Julie is focusing on her health and rebuilding her life with her children. She's said to be working on a memoir about her time in prison and wants to get involved in prison reform. Savannah, Grayson, and Chloe are all staying close to her. Sources say Julie might move permanently to South Carolina for a fresh start. Todd, on the other hand, is diving into his new life. He and Laura are reportedly working on a new reality show focused on their hotel business. This has caused backlash from fans, with some calling them scammers. Critics say Todd is just using the scandal to stay in the spotlight, but some supporters say he's just trying to start over. The Lifetime documentary, which began filming soon after their release, will reportedly cover the divorce and Todd's new relationship, though it's still unclear how much Julie will be involved. The Chrysley children are stuck in the middle. Savannah, who worked so hard to free her parents, is trying to stay loyal to both. Chase and Grayson have stayed mostly out of the spotlight. Chloe, who is only 12, is said to be having a hard time with all the changes in the family. As for Todd's older children, Lindsay and Kyle, they are still not close with their father, which only adds more drama to this story. The Chrysley divorce has caused a lot of debate online. Some fans feel sorry for Julie and think she was a victim of Todd's betrayal. Others believe Todd deserves a chance at happiness and that prison changed him, while Julie may have given up too fast. One thing is clear, the Chrysley family will never be the same. Their story used to be all about glamour and success, but now it's a warning about what fame and secrets can do to a family. The end of Todd and Julie's marriage is a story of love, betrayal, and maybe redemption. That's probably how Todd sees it. For Julie, it's about strength and starting over. As they both move on with their new lives and new projects, the big question remains. Can the Chrysley family heal from all this? Or will this scandal be what defines them forever? Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think Todd really cheated? Are you Team Julie or Team Todd? And what are your thoughts on his secret marriage to Laura? There's more. Todd and Julie Chrysley recently sat down for their first interview since leaving prison. Todd also shared a surprising story about something his son Grayson asked for the day he got out. So why did he bring that up? And what's next for Todd and Julie after prison? Following their release from prison thanks to pardons from President Trump, former reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrysley gave an exclusive interview to Fox News. A jury had found them guilty of fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. in 2022. It was a unanimous conviction. Savannah Chrysley's efforts to raise awareness helped lead to their pardons. Julie had been serving a 7-year sentence, and Todd was serving 12. Savannah and Grayson were both present during the interview with Lara Trump, who is President Trump's daughter-in-law and a Fox News host. During the interview, Todd expressed how thankful he was for their release. "We are grateful to God," he said. "And believe me when I say that God moved on President Trump's heart. The people were led to speak out for us by God, because God moved on. Of this, I am thankful. I prayed nightly that God would bring me back to my family. In any case, I'm appreciative that he did that." When Julie Chrysley's daughter informed her of the pardon, she thought back to the exact time. She exclaimed, "He did it? Did he sign it?" And I just started busting out crying. She added before abruptly ending the call and declaring, "I'm getting out of here." To those who had called to check on her well-being, inmates didn't believe Todd Chrisley when they told him he had been pardoned. According to Chrysley, A prison officer visited his dorm room later to see how he was doing. "Are you good?" he asks. And I said, too. "The best of my ability," he remarked. "Todd, you just been pardoned," he says. "They dispatched me to check on you." "Well, they can stop sting over me now," I told them. "Assuming I am excused, I am." Fantastic. The happy couple expressed their gratitude to Trump and God for bringing them back together with their family. Starting in 2014, the Chrysley's depicted themselves on the popular USA Network show as devout Christians who managed a successful real estate empire. The Chrysley's federal prosecutors, however, claim that the reality TV stars were actually con artists who had a history of bank fraud before becoming famous. They lived a luxury lifestyle in Atlanta's suburbs, thanks to the money they stole. Initially, the Chrysleys were indicted in 2019 while Trump was president and Bill Barr was the United States Attorney General. They conned almost $36 million from banks and were joined in their conviction by their accountant. In February, during Trump's re-election to the presidency, the Chrysleys formally sought clemency, even though the Chrysleys claimed to have been victims of the Biden Justice Department's weaponization. Their attorney, Alex Little, claims that they did not ask President Joe Biden for a pardon. It was left open by Little that the Chrysley could make a comeback to reality TV. At this very moment, their main priority is getting back together as a family and enjoying quality time together, he explained. Both of them have a history of being famous, and it wouldn't shock me if that trend continues. Todd Chrisley reveals son Grayson's unusual request on the day of his prison release. But why? Todd and Julie Chrisley have returned home after serving 2 years in prison. They are reunited with their children, Grayson and Savannah. After being gone from their family for 2 years, Todd and Julie Chrisley are back home. Upon entering the Tennessee home, their now 19-year-old son, Grayson, had a singular request. Grayson politely requested permission to sleep in his parents' room. He asked if he might sleep with her that night when he came in. I stated, "You can." While appearing on a recent episode of My View with Laura Trump, Todd reflected on the past. The president pardoned Todd, 56, and Julie, 52, allowing them to be released from federal jail in May. They had previously been housed in different institutions in Kentucky and Florida. Grayson, who was a teenager at the time his parents were incarcerated, was terrified that they were actually returning home. While interviewing him, Savannah Chrisley recounted the first. Savannah and Grayson night the man expressed fear that they would not be there when they woke up, while their parents were in prison. Savannah, who was 27 years old, was in charge of Grayson and their younger sister, Chloe, who was 12 years old. She went on to say that Grayson has always claimed to have 2 mothers due to the 9 years of age gap between them. Lame on one other's shoulders, Savannah and Grayson. According to Savannah, Grayson thought she rescued him, but he saved me. They became even closer during the previous 2 years. She went on to say, "Going through this together has been such a whirlwind." And her brother agreed. He adds that being with his parents is what's most important now that they're back. You tend to take their presence at home for granted. Then, suddenly it vanishes, he remarked. The Chrisley family celebrated Father's Day with extra significance this year. In a touching Instagram post, Grayson celebrated their first anniversary, together in nearly 3 years. "To the man I admire, I hope you have a happy Father's Day," Grayson wrote on June 15th. "I am quite perplexed by your method. I hope that one day I can be half the man you are," he continued, his voice filled with constant prayer. Everyone in the family feels better and more at peace now that Todd and Julie are back. Grayson, on the other hand, can only interpret it as a sense of complete restoration. How Todd and Julie Chrisley found out. How Todd and Julie found out. Trump pardoned their 12-year prison sentence. Following President Trump's pardon of their 12-year prison term, Todd and Julie Chrisley are finally speaking out about life after incarceration. My View with Laura Trump, the president's daughter-in-law, hosts a sit-down interview where the family reunites with their children. Along with their children, Savannah, 27, and Grayson, 19. The former reality TV stars remember the exact moment they learned they were being released from federal jail. In May, the pair from Chrysley Knows Best were released from prison after serving 2 years for bank fraud, tax evasion, and wire fraud. At first, Todd was given a 12-year sentence and Julie 7 years. Julie attempted to contact her daughter, Savannah, by phone after hearing that her name had been mentioned in the news, but her daughter Savannah did not answer the first attempt. Following a second attempt, Julie disclosed that Savannah, who had been advocating for her parents since their 2022 jury conviction, had informed her of the wonderful news. Her exact words were, "He did it. He signed it," Julie added, "and I just started busting out crying." She then hung up the phone and informed others around her, "I'm getting out of here," to reassure them that she was okay. "The majority of the news that inmates here is terrible," she lamented. As for Todd, he was walking out of the jail library when someone stopped to tell him that he had been pardoned by the president. At first, he didn't believe them. He states that a corrections officer then arrived to verify the veracity of the report. Todd remembered. "Are you good?" he asks. And I responded, "I'll do my best." Todd remembered. "Todd, you just been pardoned," he says. "They dispatched me to check on you." "Well, they can stop friending over me now," I told them. "Assuming I'm excused, I am fantastic." The Chrysleys, who played themselves as wealthy real estate developers and devoted Christians on their popular USA Network show, Thank God and Trump. "We are grateful to God," he stated, "and believe me when I say that God moved on President Trump's heart. The people were led to speak out for us by God. Because of this, I am thankful. I prayed nightly that God would bring me back to my family. In any case, I'm appreciative that he did that." Todd Chrisley reveals what's next for him and wife Julie after prison. Moving states is new business. Following their May release from prison, Todd and Julie Chrisley are sharing their future plans during an ABC News special that occurred on June 29th and was streamed on Hulu. The 56-year-old former Chrysley Knows Best star revealed that he and Julie, 52, intend to return to their home state of South Carolina from Nashville. "You know, I think we will always have a presence in Nashville, but I have a pull for Julie and me to go back to South Carolina, to Charleston, to that area," Todd admitted, according to People.